Hey, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I know that it's challenging right now to gather together, but I'm really appreciative that everyone is here, and that I hope everyone feels comfortable. So we're going to continue our ceremony today with the swearing in of our new Common Council for 2022. Welcome. And we're going to begin with remarks from Common Council President DePietro.
Thank you, Michael. For those of you who weren't here earlier where the mayor spoke, or for those of you who were, will find a little bit of this repetitive. We started off our term together in the best of circumstances in a crowded room with everybody's spirits very high. And then a month into it, we were hit by COVID, which completely changed the rules of the game for all of us. And particularly for the council, who then had to meet online, changed the whole dynamic of meetings. But the point is, we have come through this past 2 years really well. Compared to other municipalities, it's really, if you do it with minimal research, you'll find many are suffering. Their budgets are a wreck. Their services have gone down. They've had to have furloughs and layoffs. We've done none of that. And it's largely, I have to admit, to the leadership, not of myself, but of the mayor, Kamal Johnson, who, with whom it's been a pleasure to work these past 2 years, despite all the obstacles. When I got involved in local politics, my three greatest desires were to create the most open government possible, within constraints, to work on housing issues, and to make sure the youth department is properly funded. Well, the youth department is in the best place it's been in a long, long time, and that's largely to all of us involved, to the leadership of the youth department, to the Common Council, to the mayor, and we have properly supported a amenity that the city, it's not one of the extras, it's an essential. Keeps our kids off the street. It encourages even not just the young ones who are using it, but the next level of kids to get their first job, and helps them through the job process as they mature. So I'm happy to be part of that. And that, let me say, being part of it is really what you'll find that the definition of being part of local government. No one does anything alone here. It's all part of a collective effort. And I know some people like to claim they did this, they did that, and that's great. And usually they initiate an idea, but no idea comes to fruition without the support of your fellow councilmen. The mayor has to sign everything. So, and of course, building popular consensus. And by popular consensus, I don't mean, the typical naysayers who, they're out there, we deal with them. Sometimes they have something valuable to say, most often not, but that's my but, finding out what the people in general want is really a big part of the job, and it means being out there, being out among the people and listening to them, all of them, top to bottom. I should have said at the beginning, because the voters aren't here, but I know we're being recorded, and I want to thank the voters for giving me a third term, so thank you. Anyway, back to what I was saying, we've supported the youth department. We have created one of the most open systems in the state. Look at the statistics. 62% of municipalities in New York State cut off all public commentary at their meetings because of the Zoom. We didn't do anything like that. Now, admittedly, some of it got out of control. It took a while to adjust to how Zoom works. It takes a while to adjust for everyone, how to behave at a city council meeting. I think now, though, that we're going into sort of a second cycle of it all, we'll have a better understanding of how to behave, or the public will have a better understanding also of how to behave at a Zoom meeting. Because the one thing we don't want to do is shut down public access to the political process. Thirdly, of course, as I said, is housing. And as the mayor said, excuse me, in his speech, we have a significant project already approved and ready to roll. And I hope more will happen. Now, if council members here really want to aspire to something, let me tell you something that doesn't get mentioned a lot. outgoing council member Rebecca Wolf, on her own, mind you, on her own, solicited and received a $1 million grant to work towards housing issues. And it's really an amazing thing. I mean, it's great when you get a stop sign or something like that. That's really important too. But let Rebecca's grant be the high watermark for your own ambitions as a council member. It's not easy to do, but she did it. And we will be enjoying the fruits of all that in the near future. One immediate thing, of course, is we have Michelle Tullo, our Housing Justice Director, who's done phenomenal work and is a great part of the team in City Hall. Well, that's about it. And to council members, I welcome you, the new ones, the old ones, you know how it goes. And I look forward to a very productive and admittedly, looking at everybody with their mask, it's almost a little creepy. But it's, yeah, because even at the Zoom, you get to take off your mask. But I look forward to working with you, and I hope you all come, you know, brimming with new concepts and ideas for the city of Hudson. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council President DePietro. So now we will continue with the swearing in. We will swear in council members by ward, so we'll begin with Margaret Morris. Thank you.
And you repeat after me. Raise your right hand
Yes.
and you'll repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Margaret Morris,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
for the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of First Ward Alderman
the duties of First Ward Alderman
of the City of Hudson
of the City of Hudson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Next up are Second Ward Alderman Dewan Sarawar and Muhammad Rumi.
Are we doing it together? Oh, that's you said one after another.
Okay. Raise your right hand and you repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mohammed Rumi,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Second Ward Alderman
the duties of Second Ward Alderman
of the City of Hudson
of the City of Hudson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Next is Third Ward Alderman Ryan Wallace.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ryan Wallace,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Third Ward Alderman
the duties of Third Ward Alderman
of the City of Hudson
of the City of Hudson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Next is Fourth Ward Alderman Theo Anthony and Malachi Walker.
Right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States
for the Constitution
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Fourth Ward Alderman
the duties of Fourth Ward Alderman
of the City of Hudson
of the City of Hudson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
And last but not least, our Fifth Ward Alderman, Vicky Dascaluti and Dominic Miranda.
Set. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Dominic Miranda.
Do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of Fifth Ward Alderman of the City of Hudson according to the best of my ability.
Thank you so much. That concludes today's ceremony. Council members, if you would like, we do have masks for your distribution to your wards. If you would like, you're on the table outside. Also a small treat if you would like to take one on the way out. Thank you again so much for coming, and have a great week.